Rammer Jammer, drop the hammer, and welcome to the Bama Slammer. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, thank you so much for watching. I ask you right now to please go and like and comment and subscribe. Let us know that you care about the show. Please let us know everything that's going on with you. And also, if you're following us on Twitch, make sure you follow us on our Twitch channel. You're probably watching us live on Twitch, twitch.tv/SmackDraw. You can also listen to our show in our podcast form, all different platforms across. Please make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, leave us a 5-star rating. I promise our podcasts are worth it, especially awesome ones like the one you're going to experience right now. And finally, if you want to support our show financially, go to patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast, where you can see our monthly subscription tiers and plans. You can get a lot of cool stuff like some sticker packs, some t-shirts. We'll give you a shout out on our shows, all different kinds of swag. Also, if you want to just do a one-time donation, we appreciate that as well. You can visit paypal.me/SmackDrawPod, and all the proceeds from our Patreon and from our PayPal go to helping make our show more successful for you, the listener. We thank you for your feedback, and we appreciate all your support. This evening, I have an esteemed panel joining me this tonight. First of all, right above me, she is the co-host of the Queens of the Ring podcast, where they discuss pro wrestling news, hot topics, as well as anything else that they deem worthy of a queen to discuss. She's also the co-creator of Check Your Temperature, which you'll be experiencing tonight with us. And just like the Fiend, resistance is futile, so let her in. Please welcome Crazy Queen Nikki. How are you, ma'am?
Hi.
Hi there.
I'm doing great. And you know what? You gave a shout out to my homeboy. I love it.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit of insight that you might want to give towards that. But before we dive into that, next, he's an extremely talented pro wrestler who's taking the independent scene by storm. He's repping the Empire State proudly, and Seth Rollins and John Morrison's drip ain't got nothing on his. Coming in like a wild tornado, give it up from Mr. Matt Vertigo. Matt, how are you this evening, sir?
What's going on, everybody? Can't wait to get into this prediction show. This is going to be amazing. Let's go.
I agree, man. I'm excited to have you, dude. So, Vertigo, real quick, before we get started, let everybody know what you got going on, where we can get your stuff, where we can find you, how we can watch you. Let us know what you got doing.
Yeah, of course. Everyone can check me out. There's a few different promotions, SWO, UWA Elite, Standalone Wrestling. You could find all that on IWTV, UWA Elite. You can check out the UWA Elite Network. You can follow me on Twitter at Mattvertigopro. You could follow me on Instagram at Mattvertigo_Pro. So definitely give me a follow. You know, I got lots of fun stuff going on, as well as the Smacked Raw podcast.
Absolutely, man.
Let's get into this.
I know. I'm excited to have you both tonight. We want to give a shout out to Mr. Professor Kenny from Kenny for Our Thoughts. He wanted to join us this evening, but life happens, and he had a few things come up, and so he couldn't make it tonight. But you know what? Shout out to you, man. We appreciate you. I know your takes are going to be great. I look forward to hearing what all you had to say on social media. But I got a queen in the house, and I got a pro wrestler in the house. I'm excited, and I'm very happy about what's going to happen. So tonight, we don't have a whole lot of time, and we have a whole lot of matches to cover. We're diving into SummerSlam. My opening question for both of you is, I know most people say WrestleMania is their favorite pay-per-view of the year the WWE offers. Is SummerSlam your number 2? If not, what is?
No.
Let's hear from you, Nikki. What you think? What's going on?
Hot take, Survivor Series is my number 2.
Okay.
Royal Rumble. I loved Royal Rumble, but after I saw it in person, it was just way too tedious.
Mm-hmm.
It was just way long and exhausting, and then by the time it ended, I was like, I don't even want to watch this show again. This was long. So Mania is number 1, but Survivor Series will always be number 2.
Okay. I completely understand. All right. Vertigo, what about you? Is SummerSlam your number 2?
To be honest, no. I fell out of SummerSlam a few years ago when it was coming to New York City every single year, and it was just kind of like okay every single year.
Right.
to be honest, even though I'm not like a huge fan of the gimmick pay-per-views, I love Money in the Bank.
It's a good pay-per-view.
Awesome every year. It's always something interesting to watch. There's always a swerve. It's always great. I can never complain about Money in the Bank.
Absolutely. I agree. All right. Well, welcome, guys. What we're going to be doing this evening, those of you that have never seen this, is we're going to play a game called Check Your Temperature. And what we do is I take a very popular pay-per-view or a show, and we just break down the matches, and we go around the horn, and we ask everybody, are you hot? Are you cold? Are you lukewarm for that match? And then you just take a few moments and you explain why that is. And I have to give all credit, as I said in the intro, Nikki helped me create this game. And she is a master at it, so I'm looking forward to hear all her great takes. Yes. And I'm looking forward to hearing Matt's takes as well. I'm looking forward to giving my own opinions. And please, all of you that are watching in the chat and joining us right now, give us a shout out. Let us know if you're hot, cold, or lukewarm with your takes as well. And we'll shout you out in the chat and we'll talk to you as well. But it's SummerSlam. It's coming up this coming Saturday night, guys. I know pay-per-views usually hit us on a Sunday, but Sunday is TakeOver. And we actually did a preview of that last night. If you didn't watch that, I'll make sure to link it, as well as you can go to our channel and you can see the preview right before this video. But the SummerSlam is on Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Peacock Network, and there are 10 matches to go over, so we're going to do our best to make these things fly. First off, I just wanted to put this one first and talk about it, and that is we're going to talk about Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie with Dewdrop in her corner. I know, Nikki. I put it up front to get it over with because I know all of us are probably going to have similar takes on this. But
Rip the Band-Aid off.
There you go. Crazy Nikki, ladies first and queens first especially. Are you hot, cold, or lukewarm for this match?
Freezing.
Okay.
Freezing cold. You know what? What's colder than freezing?
Frigid.
Sub-zero. Frigid. Well,
frigid.
I could say that about a couple people in that match. But yeah, frigid.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely frigid. First of all, what kind of name is Dewdrop? Like Piper?
She's Piper Niven, people. She's Piper Niven.
Exactly. I'm calling her Piper still.
I'm calling her Piper. That's who she is.
I don't care. I feel like that's insulting to her to be called Dewdrop.
Yep.
As a woman, if somebody called me Dewdrop, I'd be like, you need to take that name and shove it up your butt. Because don't call me that. Secondly, Eva Marie. She isn't gonna wrestle. She ain't gonna do anything. She's going to be like, oh, Dewdrop, get in the ring. And then they're going to have somebody dress up as the doll, probably. And then Alexa's going to do her fake spooky stuff, even though she stole that.
Wow.
Hot take, she stole it. And I hope it's on the pre-show. That way I can go order my food and have it delivered by the time that embarrassment is over.
Vertigo?
Also.
Oh, sorry.
Also. Bray deserved better.
Can't argue with that.
Go ahead, man. Hot, cold, or lukewarm? What do you feel?
I'm going to go with cold. I ain't going to say frigid. I ain't going to say brick, but I will go with cold, specifically for the case of just there's build behind this match, but there's not build that people necessarily really care about. It's more just, people care more about the fact that the Fiend's gimmick is being used in a way that they don't like.
Right.
Especially when he's been fired, and I'm sure fans feel like, if he's been fired, then that whole gimmick should just go away. Right. That they should package Alexa, keep her off of TV for a couple of months, bring her back as something different, or even bring her back as Alexa Bliss, since regular Alexa Bliss, since, the Fiend is not in control, since the Fiend is not here.
Right.
So I'm just gonna go and the Dewdrop thing. No one's a fan of Dewdrop. Everyone loves Piper Niven, as Nikki said. So
you're cold.
I'm just gonna go with cold for the fact that I feel like the fans are not going to care as much. If there's ever a time that you think the fans might chant something that you might not like during this show, it's probably gonna happen in this.
We want Wyatt. We want Wyatt.
We want Wyatt.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
We want Wyatt. We've been rated, people. We've been rated.
Oh, boy.
Okay, why?
Kyle, how are you, sir?
Hold on.
Hello?
Hey.
We got you, man. How are you?
Oh, I am so sorry. was moving fast. Hold on one second.
You're okay. Yeah, Kyle's like, dude, you down one? I'll jump in. So
Yeah, literally adjusting my audio and video settings as I join the meeting.
well, hey Kyle, real quick, just while you're doing that, I think you can do two things at once. We're talking about Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie's match. Hot, cold, or lukewarm?
Oh, cold as ice, bro.
Okay.
Man, why, dude? Listen, who's hot for this match?
Well, single men who are like 18 to 21
Very likely.
who want to, you know what, to this match.
I don't know. Listen, as a man who experienced, teenagehood and young adulthood,
Yep.
Wrestling matches didn't do it for me like that, But I don't know, man. I don't know who this match is for. It's not for me. I'm cold as ice.
Yeah, I mean, I already went ahead and threw my temperature up there. I'm cold as well, guys. I mean, and Nikki, let's just go ahead and rip that Band-Aid off too. He got released by himself, not in a group like a lot of other people did. Do you have any? I know you're not only a fan, you're a rabid fan of Bray Wyatt and everything he's ever done. Do you have any insider stuff that maybe people don't know that has not been put on Twitter that you can tell us?
It was rumored to be via text message. So they wouldn't even pick up the phone to call him to tell him, hey, by the way, you got fired. So, yeah, take that for what you will.
Sadly, that's how that company operates. They do that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You at least give a call.
Yeah, and that same day was the Bella twins' kid's birthday. So that means John Laurinaitis could have hypothetically been at two 1-year-old's birthday party and texted him, hey, you're fired.
I apologize, everybody. I know this huge Twitter handle that's going across the screen. I just want y'all to be able to. I want to give Kyle his props so y'all can follow him on Twitter. I'm not gonna.
Stop it.
I'm not gonna put his logo up. You both have your logos, but he doesn't get his. So because I don't have time for that. But your Twitter handle's up. But I appreciate you jumping in, man. Kyle, our fearless leader here at the SmackDraw brand, does an awesome job holding down the fort, and it's always a privilege to have him on and talk to him about wrestling. He's a wealth of knowledge as well. All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna clear the temperatures. Let's move into match number 2. Match number 2 is one we actually were giggling about before, but I'm actually interested to hear what you guys have to say. Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal, and because of the results of the repeated match again that we just saw for the 3rd time in a row, because Drew beat Veer and Shanky in a handicap match, they are barred from ringside, but Drew can bring his big old sword with him and fend off Jinder Mahal. I'll go down to Vertigo now. Vertigo, are you hot, cold, or lukewarm for this match?
I am super hot. This match is going to be dope. I know that there's not a lot of fan appreciation, but I mean, dude, this is 2/3 of the prophecy. We're just waiting on Heath Slater to come back to the WWE, get buff as hell, and show up, and it's a triple threat for the WWE Championship. That's all we're waiting for.
Special referee.
These two, we've been waiting. I've been waiting years for these two to go 1-on-1, and I'm sorry, but this match is going to be sick.
Vertigo's been working on his acting skills. I can tell, man. Pro wrestling. You're becoming a good actor, Vertigo.
That's that promo.
Hating. Y'all are hating.
Vertigo, who are you picking to win?
I mean, because of the stipulation, I got to go with Drew. He's hot. I would love to see Jinder pick up this win, cheat and pick up this win. I think that would be that would pop me if he cheated and beat Drew McIntyre. But with the fact that Drew McIntyre has been on a roll, right. I see that continuing. I see that continuing on to the U.S. title.
Okay.
So,
Kyle, hot, cold, or lukewarm?
Oh man, it's gonna be a theme tonight. Cold.
Haters.
Yeah, man. Hey, no, listen. I'm not one to hinder the Jinder. Okay. All right.
Damn.
But because actually, to be honest with you, Jinder has been my favorite part of this. It's just been 3/4 of this.
Go ahead.
It's a man wielding a sword in a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
And man,
men had snakes in wrestling rings.
It's true. But
Jericho had a list.
But the sword,
What are we doing?
the sword
Knives
gets bigger.
and guns are taboo.
Yeah.
Knives and guns are taboo in the wrestling world. Okay, just to me, it's weird. I don't get it. I will say, man, I don't know. I wish I could articulate, just how uninterested I am in this damn match.
Well, then just tell me who's going to win.
Drew's gonna win, easy.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm just warm for it because if they hadn't had their first match a month ago, I'd be more hot for it. But they came right out of the gate and had a match on Raw. They don't build to matches anymore. I mean,
he had 2 handicap matches in 3 weeks.
I know, but like
they ran it back.
But like I said, Jinder comes back. He and Drew have a match that week. They didn't come back and get ambushed with each other and beat up each other's sword and parley and all that and go, well, wait till I get you in the ring. And then they keep dodging each other until finally they get him in the ring. Like Samoa Joe and Karrion Kross have been going at it for almost 2 months and have not hardly touched until last night. That's the mark of a good story. And so that kind of stuff is what we need to see. So I'm a little taken down by that. I don't like the sword. It was cool in the beginning, but he comes out, he stabs the brick, then he pulls it back out. That's King Arthur. That's not William Wallace. You're Scottish, dude. You're not British. This is so stupid. So I'm not a fan, but the only thing that makes me warm about it is Jinder's a great athlete and awesome. Drew's a great athlete and he's awesome. They both lay it in. They're both good wrestlers. It's going to be a good match. I just don't like the story or the build up to it. Nikki, go ahead.
Fair.
And Drew's going to win.
I'm cold on this.
Okay.
I don't like Jinder. Never have. Never will.
That hurts.
And now Drew's sword somehow gets bigger and bigger every week. Like, is this some like short man complex? Even though he's tall, but short, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, boy.
Like, is it one of those things?
But I think it's been 2 different swords because originally he had the Claymore sword,
Right.
and now he
Which
has
was the
sword of his
appropriate.
grandma.
Exactly. Now he's got whatever kind of sword this is.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got a
now-
whole different sword.
Yeah.
That's not the
okay.
Claymore sword.
That's not the Claymore.
The first sword was like appropriate. I was like, okay,
Yeah, the first sword was lit.
I get it.
Yeah.
And then this next one, I'm like, is this like a man with a big truck kind of thing? Like, are you overcompensating? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Anyway, and now he acts like he's Braveheart every week. Like, okay, you're Scottish, but like,
Yeah.
have a different personality. Like, we know you have a personality.
WWE's storytelling, especially when it comes to race and nationalities, has always been puddle deep.
Correct.
They play by the bare stereotypes of everything. Look what Nikki Cross has had to do to avoid being a Scottish stereotype.
Oh, man.
True.
Look at what she has to do to avoid being a stereotype, man.
It's true.
Look at Becky Lynch when she first came in.
Yes, she
Instant-
doing Irish
instant
jigs.
stereotype.
Yeah.
It is, and it's sad that one of WWE's top stars. This man was going into which big pay-per-view where he faced Roman Reigns. Like this
Survivor
was our
Series.
Survivor Series.
This was our 1B guy. Roman Reigns is obviously 1A.
Yep.
Drew McIntyre for the company was 1B.
Yep.
And now every week we have to hear some weird grandma Scottish tale that's just nonsensical and insulting to anybody's intelligence when it comes to storytelling and stuff like that. And it's terrible. They've taken the man that got the loudest pop of 2020 when he eliminated Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble to now, just a year and a half later, wielding his big sword week in and week out. And it's oh man, I mean, it makes me sad. I'm sad now.
Yeah.
All right, so are you saying that if Drew McIntyre were to drop the sword and the like Scottish gimmick that he's doing right now and to go back to just like beating people's ass,
The Scottish psychopath we need back.
Yes.
That guy.
and all of a sudden this match goes straight to hot?
It would be warmer.
It'd be warmer.
It'd be warmer.
The only thing that can save Drew is a draft to SmackDown. That's the only thing
Or
that can save him.
Sheamus. Pair him with
That would
Sheamus
kill
and you
him.
just get gold, man.
Roman would beat his ass.
Roman's Drew's got another unfinished business left with Roman, and I kind of want to see it at WrestleMania.
That's fair. That would be cool.
Yeah. All right. Next match. Let's clear the temps here. Let's get into a match that's actually been done pretty well. Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic challenging for the titles that were just ripped off from them. The Uso Penitentiary. Roman's right hand and his left hand trying to hold on to their SmackDown Tag Team titles. This time I'll start. I am warm for this match. I get the undertones of what's happening. It's a little too obvious to me. It's the only reason I don't like it. It feels a little obvious that the Usos are going to get in Dominic's head. They're going to mess with him throughout the match. Ray's going to say, get focused, son. Focus, focus. And Dominic's going to get unfocused, and Ray's going to scold him. Something's going to happen. The match is probably going to blow, and all of a sudden Dominic's going to lose the match. Ray's going to scold him, and Dominic will probably sock his dad. And that'll be the son turning on the father. All because, it's what it's looking like. It just feels that way. And so we'll see if that's what happens. So because of that, I'm picking the Usos to retain and hold on to the gold a little bit longer, and we'll see what the fallout is between Rey and Dominic, if they really want to turn Dominic quickly or if this want to continue to be a gradual fallout. We'll see. Nikki, hot, cold, or lukewarm?
Cold, and I hope he socks his dad hard because he should have done it months ago. He should have. Because
you want it to feel natural, don't you?
What is Dominic's personality other than being Ray's son?
Good point.
Naive.
What is his personality?
Naive, young.
Other than he's a 21-year-old kid who is Rey Mysterio's son.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's more there.
Yep.
That I think he could be more, but they need to do something that just turn him heel. And I think he could be a good heel.
We'll
he
see.
could even get in his mom's head.
Mm.
You know?
I'll leave Angie out of this.
Yeah,
she's a sweetheart, man.
You know what? No. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, he needs to hurt his dad's feelings. That's all I got to say.
He socks his dad. That'll hurt his feelings.
Kick him in the jewels,
whatever.
too.
We'll see.
Then, you know what? He could join the bloodline as well.
Okay. Now you're tempting me. Matt, Vertigo, go ahead. Hot, cold, or lukewarm?
I'm going to go with lukewarm.
Okay.
Just because I know that the match is going to be good. We know that this match is going to be good. They're going to do some really cool stuff. But there's just that lack of, like Nikki said, it's just that lack of just caring in the sense of, like, there's so many people that don't necessarily, like, care about the Dominic Mysterio storyline between, you know, is he going to do the right thing? Is he going to listen to his dad?
Right.
I feel like that story is kind of like not hitting right, but we know this match is going to slap. The Usos are going to put on great stuff. Rey Mysterio always does good stuff. Dominic does really good stuff. So I'm going to go with lukewarm.
I agree. Kyle?
Oh, man.
Go ahead.
No, I'm trying to figure out if I'm hot or lukewarm. I guess if I don't know, I'll just go lukewarm. And it's pretty much echoing everything that the previous two correspondents said. I mean, it's really hard to add on to that. I will say one thing. Dominic, I've always been intrigued about because the kid looks like he's chock full of potential.
He is.
Like the kid looks like, man, he is one of, if WWE doesn't mess him up, somebody that can be a huge star later on down the road. I thought the stuff with his dad made sense. You pair him up with his dad early, get it out of the way. We're at that point where we can get it out the way. Mm-hmm. Simple storytelling. Bama, you said it's predictable, but sometimes predictable isn't the worst thing that they could do. You know,
I mean, I'm still intrigued on how it happens and how intense it is. Yeah, for sure.
Now, granted, this is me kind of like a missed opportunity, but man, I really wish he had been one of Seth Rollins' disciples because I feel like Dominic being around an established heel who's incredible in the ring every week would be amazing for him. But I guess, you know, in the bloodline would be great. I mean, learning under the Usos and Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns definitely isn't going to hurt nothing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so I'll say like I'm pretty warm. I'm simmering right now for it.
Yeah. All right. Let's go forward then into the next match because we got a lot to cover. And the next match is the return of RK Bro going up against AJ Styles and Omos, challenging them for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Kyle, I know you're a big fan of RK Bro, so this time I'm going to start with you. Hot, cold, or lukewarm?
Man, I'm hot for it, and it's down to the character work here. I think they'll have a good match, but it's just I love everything RK Bro. Yeah, I'm hot.
Vertigo?
I'm going to go with hot. Everyone's been waiting for RK Bro to return. They just came back on Monday Night Raw, so everyone is ready for this match. And you already know it's going to be good. So it's real simple with this one. We're going hot, super hot. Crowd's going to be nuts for this.
Nikki?
I'm going lukewarm to simmering.
Okay.
And only because I feel like, because they got rid of Braun Strowman. So now Almost is the resident giant person. Because apparently Vince just realized that there's people bigger than Braun Strowman. So whatever. I think RK Bro is going to win because there's people out there who forgot that AJ was tag team champions with Almost for a while.
Yep.
So I think it's just time. If you're going to make it happen, this has to be it. So
I am going to say hot. Absolutely hot. I love RK Bro. This is one of the rare occasions where, because the 21-year-olds who write the creative for Raw are half, in and out of consciousness themselves, Matt Riddle's the perfect character to write for when it comes to them. So just say what we always say back here in the room while we're sitting around just eating bonbons and watching everything but wrestling like we should be. And you know what? The stuff we write down is exactly what Riddle will say because that's kind of who he is anyway. But I love Matt Riddle. He's a very talented wrestler. I'll go ahead and say it right now. When it's all said and done, Randy Orton's probably on my Mount Rushmore. He's that good. I love Randy Orton. He's so talented. He is the most underrated wrestler on the planet. People don't think of him as a great, and he is a great, and he deserves to be a great. And then, of course, you got AJ Styles, the phenomenal, who's earned everything he's ever had. Just incredible wrestler. And Omos has gotten better, and I think it's time to see if the big guy can sink or swim. Take the tag titles off of them, put them on Randy and Matt Riddle, and let AJ chase championship gold as a singles competitor, please. I get why you put him with Omos, but he's not Shawn Michaels and Omos is not Kevin Nash. That dynamic did not work for them. It worked for Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, not for these two. So let AJ chase the heavyweight championship. Let Omos, I don't know, get into the Intercontinental or the U.S. title picture and see how he can do there. And let Randy and Riddle make magic every week. Let them make magic every week. That's what they're going to do.
I'll say one thing. They just a minor misstep is they should have held off for Randy and Riddle embracing for SummerSlam if they win. That would have been a much bigger moment if they had held on to that for SummerSlam. That's really my only gripe with it. And then one more thing about Riddle too that people don't realize. Riddle, I think it's awesome that his character is so huge right now.
Yes,
because that's going to lend him leverage in the future. Remember when Kurt Angle was like super comedic and then became like the wrestling machine afterwards? That means you have like two aspects of Riddle. Riddle is equally as
100%.
Incredible in the ring,
100%.
But his character presence is so strong. He doesn't have to fall back on his in-ring work as much.
I agree.
So once he starts putting on those 5 stars later,
dare I say it, if Oldberg beats Lashley, which I don't want, if he does Riddle take the belt off Oldberg?
Now you're barking up the right tree. I'm very intrigued.
And then Randy. Oh, what's Randy gonna do?
Oh boy. Come over here to the chat real quick. Matt Ritter said we have terrible taste. This is absolute trash. I don't think well, I guess you would know terrible takes, Matt.
Yeah.
Reek says,
bless your heart, honey. Bless your heart.
Reek says gonna experience that Matt Riddle pop with the crowd. Yeah, Reek's gonna be in the crowd, so he's gonna be he's gonna be able to see that live. That's gonna be awesome. Absolutely. All right, so let's move forward to the next match. Next match on the card is another one on Raw that I'm actually very excited about. Sheamus defends the U.S. Championship against the Archer of Infamy, Mr. Damian Priest. This time I'm going to start it, and I'm red hot for this match. You talk about two guys that are stiff and lay it in. That's Sheamus and that's Damian Priest. They're gonna look each other eye to eye. They're both about the same age, and Sheamus has been the MVP of Monday Night Raw for the last year. Every feud he's been in has been great. Every match he's been in has been great. I know he's had to take some time off to prepare for the engagement and everything he had to do in his personal life, but he's back now and he's wearing the U.S. gold. And Damian Priest has been on fire since WrestleMania. I don't think he's been pinned at all or anything. So it's time for him to get his first taste of gold, and it's going to be the U.S. Championship. I'm picking Damian Priest to win this match in what will be a very memorable match of the night. Could steal the night, except for one match, which we're going to talk about later. I'm really looking forward to this match. Nikki, hot, cold, or lukewarm?
I'm gonna say warm.
Okay.
I'm warm. I mean, I want Damian Priest to win. Let's be honest. I think for Sheamus, he took that few weeks off, which, good for him. But the belt not being there, I don't know if it helped things. I'm just happy that Damian Priest is no longer with The Miz and John Morrison.
Thank you.
Like, that took
forever.
I'm like, we don't need to do that anymore. Like, especially now that it's so like Johnny drip with the squirt guns and the
Vertigo, tell him something about drip, my friend.
Yeah, listen, all right. It's the Moist C talk show in WWE history, Moist TV. All right, let's make sure you remember that. Second, listen, I'm hot for this match because, like I said, these two are going to brawl, and this is the brawl match of the night. These two are going to throw haymakers left and right, strikes back and forth. This is going to be a really, really hard-hitting, tough match. The only thing that could bring it down is the fact that you guys think that the Miz storyline is done. I don't think it's done at all. I don't think it's done at all. I think that Miz is going to come out, cost Damian Priest the match, and then Morrison's going to come out, and it's going to be a whole thing. I don't think this feud is done. Nothing really happened for the feud to be done. One match on Raw where the Miz was in full clothes. That's not a feud ender. So I'm saying that Sheamus is winning. It's not yet time to pull the trigger on Damian Priest. And maybe the next pay-per-view they'll have Damian Priest go over on Sheamus, because I don't think that's done yet either. But there's no real story behind Sheamus and Damian Priest. Damian Priest won a number one contendership match, and that's the only reason why Sheamus is even talking to him. It's because he's the number one contender. So I don't think that there's any story to tell in this match. I just think that this is a match that's just going to be rock hard. That's it.
You got my wheels turning, Kyle. Hot, cold, or lukewarm?
Oh man, I'm hot, and it pretty much everything Vertigo just said. Yeah, that story is going to keep going. I can't. Everything Vertigo said is truth. But I will say the saving grace for me is Sheamus is my favorite wrestler on Raw. Like, the guy is the MVP of 2020 in-ring action on Raw.
Easily.
The dude brought it, 4-star matches week in and week out with everybody. And then my favorite feud, which ended so abruptly with him and Drew McIntyre.
Incredible matches.
God, man, that could have kept going. So I think him and Damian, they're going to bring it. And that's just from the wrestling standpoint. It's easily probably the in-ring action, what I'm looking forward to the most of all SummerSlam.
All right. Next match. Hopefully this match will get to take place. Rumors is it might not. But the EST of the WWE, Bianca Belair, is defending her SmackDown Women's Championship against the boss, Sasha Banks. Sasha Bianca 2 rematch from WrestleMania, which was one of the best WrestleMania main events I've ever seen. Great match between these two ladies. Awesome job. Won them an SP. Bianca has been shot to the moon lately, and Sasha's coming back wanting to reclaim her blue title and rule the SmackDown Women's division as only she can. Nikki, start with you. Hot, cold, or lukewarm?
I'm warm. on this because I do love Bianca. I love Bianca. Don't like Sasha, but I like Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sick feeling in my stomach, though. They're gonna put it on Sasha. Unfortunately. And they're gonna, just how WWE always does, somebody gets to the moon, what happens? Time to pull him back down. So I think they're gonna give it to Sasha only because Sasha's part Hollywood now. She's in The Mandalorian. She's got mainstream appeal now. And no offense to Bianca, but she's just getting started and she's not there yet. And I think she could definitely if they were wanting her in that position, but I think she'll win it back. But my eyes are on Zelina Vega because she's in Sasha's corner, but I don't think that if Sasha wins that Zelina's gonna let that go.
Wouldn't that make Zelina a baby face? I don't want her to be that.
It'd be Sasha.
Sasha's not a
Unfortunately.
face. Sasha's not a face.
But she's on Disney. Disney Plus.
Vertigo.
I'm just looking at it business-wise.
I see it. I
have business, Nikki. I see you.
Yeah. I don't want it, but
hey, listen, I'm gonna go warm with this one, specifically for the fact that I saw reports that they both were cleared, so I think this match is gonna go on. Okay. But for the fact that it's happening this late, I think that they're gonna take it easy. I don't think that there's any reason for them to go WrestleMania style for this match, especially with Sasha's two girls at ringside possibly for this match. So I don't think that they need to go balls to the wall.
Okay.
However, I also want to disagree with Nikki in the fact that I think that with the fact that you had Bianca at Rolling Loud main event, that like 2-match show that they had at Rolling Loud, the fact, and she had all that time, she went up and down. She's big right now.
Yeah. And
she's been main eventing SmackDowns. She's been all over. So I'm going to go with Bianca Belair taking this one. I think that Sasha's going to get screwed out with Zelina Vega and Carmella. Why are they like come on, really think about it. Carmella's going to help someone win the SmackDown Women's Championship. Not happening. Zelina Vega came in hot talking about how she's going to be Women's Champion. Now she's going to help Sasha win. Right. No way. This is all some type of back storyline to Sasha return. I think Sasha's going to be a face as well. I think that you're looking at Sasha and Bianca Belair versus Carmella and Zelina Vega at some point in time. That's what I'm looking at. I think Bianca definitely retains.
Kyle?
Dude, I am so cold on this match. I'm not gonna lie. I have the hardest time trying to get interested in Sasha Banks outside of her matches. She's portrayed the same character, which is a good character, her entire run. Tell me this.
It's not a character, dude. That's her.
What?
It's just Sasha.
That's her.
It's a personality.
That's her.
Yeah. It's a
what sanctioned this match to take place? Sasha returned.
Because Sasha's on Disney Plus.
Sasha returned. Though. That's the story.
And she never got a rematch. Now she wants it.
But that's like a lot of stories. Look at Edge. Edge just showed up and said, "I'm gonna face Roman." And
it happened at WrestleMania. WrestleMania is your blow off. Like that is it. You only get one chance to do your rematch, and that's at Backlash. Anything else, you're just rehashing old stuff. You think they're going to top WrestleMania? No. It's gonna live in WrestleMania's shadow. They're not going to come out and do better all of a sudden. It's nothing, and people are going to remember watching the match like, oh yeah, we saw this at Mania, and it was better. It's so dumb and lazy. Sasha Banks is very popular, like you guys said, the Mandalorian, and so they're just going to put her in title pictures. You know, we give Charlotte Flair a lot of shit for always surrounding that belt. Sasha Banks is right there too, though. She's always around a belt just because
the greats
she's
always
Sasha
are.
Banks. That's the thing, though. I don't think she's that great.
No, she's not.
She's great in the ring. You know, I will give her that. I love Sasha Banks matches. Everything else, though, man, they haven't had a compelling story with her ever since like her shit with Bailey, man. Like,
yeah, her and Bailey.
Well, and Becky, let's be real, Becky and Bailey are better.
Becky and Bailey, yeah. But like I said, man, it's just it's pointless, man. When you have such an organic building star in Bianca Belair, this is just a complete waste of an opportunity. I do believe the rumors are going to be true. They're just holding off to hit the reset button after SummerSlam. But this match is the epitome of lazy, like just rematches for the sake of rematches. And when you're trying to do a rematch for one of the best matches, if not the best match of all WrestleMania weekend, it just doesn't make any sense. You're, like I said, you're going to get halfway through the match and you're going to be like, yeah, this is whatever. Like I don't think it's going to capture anyone's attention. I think it's just going to be a by the numbers shit. And yeah, I could not be like more cold on this match than I am.
I mean, you also have to think that like if Bailey never got hurt,
absolutely,
this match is probably not happening at all.
Yep,
it would have been
Bailey
and Sasha.
Yeah, like you got to think that too.
Bailey would have got the belt, and it would have just been her and Sasha and Bianca.
I agree with that.
100%. It would have been another.
And then
it would have been a triple threat,
or could have been a triple threat, or a fatal.
And then that opens the door for a certain redhead to make her appearance.
Exactly.
She's got a big blonde to come back and beat up when she gets back. I
can't wait.
Yeah, I'm going to stand out here on an island by myself, and I don't care. I'm hot for this match.
Fuck you, Bama.
Hey, we made the first time I heard that.
Oh no.
I don't care. I'm a huge fan of Bianca. I love her story. I love her faith. I love everything that she stands for. I love everything she's trying to portray. I understand the battle she's had to overcome to get where she is, and she deserves everything she's getting and more. And so I've bought into Bianca, hook, line, and sinker, and I love her husband. I love everything about this picture. Everything about them is great. I don't care if people think I'm crazy or not. Sasha, the key to her success is that's who the girl is. She is the boss. That is her character. That's the Boston in her. That's the backstory she comes from. Her ruthlessness, everything to get to the top and be number one. It's been overly stated by her and everybody that's ever worked with her. That's who Sasha Banks is. And if people don't like that, then that's the point. You're supposed to not like her. She's a freaking heel. That's what you're supposed to not care about her. Having said all that, no, this match will not be as good as the WrestleMania match because that match was historic on so many levels, and we've talked about that. Everybody's talked about that. However, this will be the ending of this rivalry, and this will allow them to break off and focus on other things. Bianca will retain in this match and put Sasha behind her. This is the chance to finally solidify it wasn't a fluke. This is truly the EST's time. She's going to put Sasha down, and then Zelina Vega will come calling, probably... A call-up from NXT will come calling, maybe Toni Storm. There's going to be plenty of chances to get in the ring with Bianca. Sasha needs to focus on building up other girls, namely a little blonde who I'm in love with named Liv Morgan. Give me Liv and Sasha. Let's bring Liv up to a new level, please. Let's get her up to a new level. Let's get her up to a new level. Sasha can do that. I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's clear the temperatures. Go to the next match. Let's go over to Monday Night Raw. Let's cover the other Women's Championship match. Nikki ASH, screw that. Nikki Cross defends her championship against Rhea Ripley, the Nightmare, and the Queen, Charlotte Flair, who is a 13-time Women's Champion. Screw you, main roster, for taking away her NXT titles. I don't care. She's a 13-time Women's Champion, 9/11. Vertigo, hot, cold, or lukewarm?
I'm going with... I'm like a little bit stuck between like cold and warm. I'm gonna go with
your
cold
gut.
Specifically just because I think the crowd. It depends on the placement of where that match is. Because if they put that match like say after like Sheamus, and you know, I don't think that match is gonna stand a chance. I think the fans are gonna eat that up. I think they're gonna shit on it. But I do think the match is gonna be great. The story going into this match hasn't been good. They've been kind of burying Nikki in a way. She did have that one win against Charlotte. But I personally just don't see the fans caring too much with everything else that's on this card. This is just not the match to try to put on this level of a card.
Who's going to walk out with the belt?
I gotta go with the queen, man. You gotta always bet on the queen.
Mm-hmm. Kyle, hot, cold, or warm?
All right, so
Go ahead.
you know how I said like the whole Sasha Bianca was like as cold as I could be. I forgot about this match.
Oops. Damn.
But no, so look, there's a way to make this match good. Like the formula's there.
I'm dying to hear this.
So it's not going to happen. All right. But you already proved that Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley can turn the fans around.
Yes.
Because we saw that in their last face-off. The
Yes.
fans were shitting on the match, and they turned it around, and by the end of that match, they were eating out of the palms of their hands. So we know that the women can do that, and the all-time greats can, and Charlotte definitely can. Also, I think what needs to happen too, but this is the part where I know it won't, is this whole superhero gimmick could have been a red herring to get back the unhinged Nikki Cross character.
Absolutely.
Where
Absolutely.
she snaps because she's getting booed. She's trying her damnedest to be a positive role model and to stay positive in the face of all this negativity, but the negativity is just snowballing more and more every week.
Yep.
And she should concede and embrace the hate, throw back to Kane, and just go become the unhinged Nikki Cross during the match, you know. And I think that would be enough to save it. I don't really have the most confidence that's what's going to happen.
Right.
You know, that's quite a high bar to set in this match. But that's how I think it'd be great. But I'm cold because I don't think it'll happen, and I'm pessimistic tonight. And but I think I'm going to say, man, I wanted when this stuff started, I wanted Nikki to win because I wanted those vibes of when Chris Jericho won the first undisputed title against Stone Cold and The Rock. Everybody wrote him off, and the man walked out with the belt, and it was an amazing moment. But as the weeks have gone on, I don't feel like it would be that big of a deal if Nikki won at this point. And so I kind of think Charlotte's going to win it, also because they took away 2 of her title victories. So, yeah, I think Charlotte's going to win.
So, yeah, over here in the chat, Matt Ritter said RN's negativity is rubbed off on Kyle. No, Kyle's always felt this way about Charlotte and about Sasha. So that I don't think that's true at all. And by the way, chat, when you're typing in here, let us know what you're thinking. PYO says Charlotte has said that Rhea has not pinned me, so I feel Nikki's going to retain and Charlotte will not get pinned. Yeah, they're going to protect the queen and either let her win or they're not going to pin her. They're going to protect the queen. I'm warm for this match. Only for the talent involved in the ring. I respect Nikki Cross. I respect her athletic ability. I love Rhea Ripley. I've loved her from day one. The girl is a superstar. The moment she steps out on the ramp, you can't help but notice her and just watch her. She's a superstar. She's always been that. Even in NXT UK, she was that. Charlotte Flair, I'm supposed to hate her. But it's so hard for me too because she is the greatest female wrestler of all time. And it's not even close.
I think she's one of the best wrestlers on the planet, regardless of gender.
She is. She is.
I truly believe that.
She is. I wish the WWE would get off their high horse. I know why they can't do it for sponsors and everything, but Charlotte could hang with half the men in that roster easily. She could easily, and I would love to see her do that. And if she ever wants to take a hike and play around with the black and the gold on the other team, they'll let her wrestle men, and she'll steal the show if she does. So it'll be interesting if that ever happens. Having said all that, this whole gimmick was Nikki's idea because it was a marketing ploy. Kids love superheroes. Marvel's hot. DC's hot. I can make money on this. The kids will love me. I can be almost a superhero. Kids, you can be almost a superhero.
What kind of message does that send, by the way?
Thank you.
That you're not good enough.
That you're never going to be great, but you can almost be great.
You can almost achieve those dreams that you have. You know,
I hate it. I hate it completely. And if you wanted to get this over, Charlotte and Rhea should have said, look, let's be honest. This is about us. She won on a fluke. She won off of a match we had. Beat the tar out of her together. Leave her bloodied in the ring. And who helps her get out of the ring? Shane Helms. Hurricane. And backstage, and then backstage before this match, he shows up in his garb and says, you're not almost a superhero. You are a superhero. Now go win this match because you can. Get her over. There's nothing to root for. She's already got the belt. There's no chase. There's no underdog story. There's nothing to give me sympathy for her. So I have no reason to cheer for her. It was overbooked. It was hot-shotted because they wanted to make money. And I posted that picture on Twitter that went crazy where she's holding up the title and behind her there's a sign that says, not my hero. I'm sorry that you did this so badly. The only reason I'm warm is because of the people involved. I'm praying they change my mind the way Charlotte and Rhea changed my mind and Money in the Bank. Please give me a decent match that I can remember. But if I have to make a pick, dang it, Charlotte's going to win this match.
Queen, man.
Charlotte's going to win this match because the moment she wins and everybody clears the ring, whoa! Here comes the man, and I'm going to cry like a baby because Becky Lynch, man, have I missed you. Man, have I missed you. So, we'll see. Nikki, hot, cold, or warm?
All right. There's only one match that is colder in my book, and we've already talked about that. That was frigid. Stole Bray's gimmick. Anyway.
I gotta take a dewdrop.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez Louise.
So, Nikki, almost a superhero, low confidence to children, is not booked for me. Because, again, I'm not 5. And I think even 8-year-olds probably can be like, why is she almost a superhero?
Right.
Like, why is she not a superhero? And if I'm sorry, but if they did the whole like have Shane Helms and Molly Holly come and say, you can do this, you're a superhero, I might vomit more. I would probably vomit more. Anyway, they might want to do that after the Eva Marie we're not going to say her name match because then I could at least not have my food in my stomach when I do.
Right.
So, I love Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley is...
I'm assuming you're cold.
Oh, I'm cold.
Mm-hmm.
Not as cold, not frigid, but cold.
Not brick.
Not brick. Not colder than the nice circle of hell, but cold. I love Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair, I respect. I don't like her, but I respect her. I feel like that you know how that's 13 times? They're going to bring that up right when she gets close to her dad's record. They'll be like, oh, well, she's 17-time champion now because guess what?
Yes.
She had 2 in NXT. So, yeah, they'll conveniently bring that up once she could beat her dad's record because I don't think this is Charlotte. She's always just going to be compared to her dad.
Yeah.
Even when she doesn't want to be compared to her dad, even when she's saying she's Charlotte, just Charlotte, no last name, she's going to be compared to her dad. And once she hits that 17, you know what's going to happen. So I think...
I really didn't mean to interrupt you. I don't put any hype into that because it's not the same title and it's not the same level of competition. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean the same thing to me. But I get your point.
But think about it this way. Ric Flair's not only a 16-time champion. It's way more than that.
Yeah,
he's got like 24?
23 or 24. Yeah,
24? Right. Yeah. So
24.
It's 24. So, and that's not if the schmucks and Kenny Blomega hand him another one to give him 25. So, I think Charlotte's going to win because they're going to pad that number. And I want Rhea to win, but it's not going to happen. She's going to eat the pin.
Yeah, you're probably right. Next match. My match of the night, and I'm going to start it. Seth freaking Rollins versus the Rated R Superstar Edge. Get the popcorn, get the poppers, get the wings, get the spicy sauce. This match is worth the price of admission, and therefore I'm white freaking hot for it. This story is so good because it's 7 years old and it's worth it. The way they have arced this, the way they've brought it back, the fact that Seth is not lying at all in his promos. It's 100% truth. And the fact that he's like, this dude called me Edge Light. How much does he think of himself if I'm him light? Maybe he's just me equal. I mean, everything about him is perfect. Of course, Edge has one of the greatest success stories of all time in coming back to the ring. Everything about Edge is lovable. Everything about Seth is hateable. And this match will slap so hard. I hope they give them plenty of time to do what they want to do in the ring, because this match is going to steal the show. And if I have to make a pick, this is going to this match above his WrestleMania win, above his SummerSlam win, above anything he's done in his career with the Shield. This match with Edge will cement the legend of Seth Rollins. He's walking out with a victory here, and I cannot wait to see how he does it. But no matter how he does it, this will be the bump match on his resume, and I cannot wait to see him win this match. Nikki?
I am hot for this match. I think technically it's going to be the best match of the night. I mean, Jinder and Drew, they're just going to beat each other.
Mm-hmm.
Sheamus and Priest, they're just going to beat each other.
Yep.
I think technically this will be, they're going to put on a masterclass during this match.
Yep.
And this is one of the only matches on the card that actually has a build and not.
Somebody's hungry.
It's Dean Ambrose. Hold on.
That's okay.
Anyway. So this is one of the only matches that I feel has a real build and not just thrown together or from Mania.
Dean wants to
or
see the
from-
match too.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I get it. It's all right.
But I think Seth's gonna win. I think Edge will put him over.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think so too. Vertigo, hot, cold, or warm?
Look, I know that I was talking about, Jinder and Drew being like one of the top matches of the night. This is going to be match of the night.
Yes.
No doubt about it. This has the greatest story. And one of my favorite things about this match is that Seth Rollins is just a class A wrestler. He could do everything
with
he has
anybody.
The facial expressions.
Yes.
He has the vocal expressions. You believe everything he says. He says the truth almost every time he steps on the mic.
Yes.
You got to give it to Seth. And Edge is the same way. He's another dude that just like the facial expressions, the body language, everything that he does, you automatically believe. So there are two wrestlers involved in this match that everyone can believe in. And that's why this match is going to be top notch. And I'm got to go with Seth freaking Rollins to carry out the win, because there's three truths in life, and that's death, taxes, and Seth Rollins whoops Roman Reigns every single time.
Yeah, that was so good. Kyle.
It's coming. It's coming.
That's right. There's only one man that can stop Roman Reigns, and that's Seth freaking Rollins.
Well, the other man was
Wow.
fired. So yes, now Seth is the only man.
Yup.
Kyle, hot, cold, or warm, my friend?
I'm warm, I guess. It'd be all right. I mean,
Oh, Kyle.
Edge is
Oh
good
my
and all, but
God.
let's admit it. Like, Christian has the better spear. Okay, so
Oh,
Not
that's
anymore.
insulting.
what?
Edge's spear
insulting.
has been looking amazing recently. Amazing.
oh man, I'm just
What?
messing with
He
you guys.
cleaned it up.
I'm just
I know
messing.
you're hot,
I'm
dude.
All right,
hot.
let's
I
go,
know you're
Kyle.
hot.
Get back.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
man.
All right, Kyle. Go back to
I'll jump
Christian
quick.
looks better than Edge. I'll give you that.
No.
Really?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I think Christian definitely looks better than
I think
Edge.
Christian has aged better. Like his
That's
skin
what
is
I mean.
cleaner.
That's what I mean.
Well,
yeah.
Agreed.
Edge looks like
but the swagger.
Edge-
The swagger is what's
What's swagger? Edge got what's it called? Christian got 2 belts. Talk about swagger.
I don't
Swagger
watch.
right there.
Okay, so actually, in my mind, it's one because I don't watch that other show. So Impact is the only one I see. I don't know
What
what
do you
you're
mean?
talking
It's
about.
the Impact and the
And the TNA
TNA
title.
Championship. It's the same show.
It's the same show.
It's the same
Oh,
show.
Nowadays.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Kyle. Please continue. Why?
Oh man, no, this is entertaining enough as it is. No, I mean, look, what else can I really add to it? You know, I can't really add much. Y'all covered really all the bases. I'm not really confident in Seth winning though.
Really?
Edge. When's the last match that Edge won?
Randy.
Randy?
The first match.
No,
'Cause
the
he-
third
it
one.
was-
Third one.
well,
Third one.
The third.
Pay-per-view. Yes.
When was the
I think
third?
he's won
On Monday
other
Night Raw.
matches.
They did a match on Raw.
Yeah, it was the great.
Yeah.
No,
And
wasn't
Alex-
it the
and-
greatest match ever?
And Alexa interfered,
No.
and then Edge speared him and
Yeah.
won.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
With their
Okay,
freaky
so-
deaky witchcraft. That's not even
So
witchcraft.
they did.
but
They
go
did a
on.
blow off on Raw.
Correct.
Okay.
Right after the Rumble.
All right. Well, I don't count that as canon.
Oh,
So the last match I remember is WrestleMania 2020, and so that's
that
the
the
last
first
big
one?
win I think Edge has had, and I think WWE and Edge are going to want to. I don't know. I don't like using the term protect, but I think just Edge is going to win. That's all. That's really it. I just
I mean, you
he
guys said
hasn't had a
something
big
about
win
Seth
in a long
Rollins.
time.
I'll say this: if he does, I won't hate it. I'll
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be mad.
I don't think either guy has to win, but I think for the fact that Edge hasn't had a
No,
big win.
I disagree there. Seth has to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Seth
Seth
has
hasn't
to
had
win.
a big win either. His last big match, didn't he lose to Cesaro at WrestleMania?
Yes, he
the
did.
year
Yeah.
before that,
Twice.
And then he
lost
came
to
back and beat
Kevin
him, though.
Owens.
Didn't he? Came back and beat him.
And then Cesaro beat him
lost to
again.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
He lost 2 WrestleManias in a row.
No.
Dude, you guys have to understand. My memory is like garbage.
When was the last time
I'm-
Seth had a big match?
I'm just saying the whole backstory to
Alexa?
Yeah, I'm just saying the whole backstory to this match is Edge took my shot at Roman. Seth wants
Or
his
the
shot back.
story is Seth tried to murder me on live
Yeah.
television, and I've been emasculated for the last 7 years because of it. You know.
And then
Um,
my wife and his wife had a Twitter war. So now we have to
Oh
fight
yeah,
about
the
it.
Twitter war.
Yeah.
Forgot about
Yeah.
that. That's true. See,
Yeah.
And mine and Seth's best
This match is
friends
so
went on
real.
to greener pastures. Also, like there's so
Awesome.
many
No,
things.
but
in
don't
here.
worry,
Yeah.
they'll wrestle each other in a few weeks. It's okay.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
wrestle each other.
Again, no matter what happens, I won't hate the outcome either way. All right.
Oh yeah, but no, it's hot, man. It's a hot for
Yeah.
me.
All right. Next match. Match for the WWE Heavyweight Championship. The almighty WWE Champion Bobby Lashley defends it against Oldberg with MVP in Lashley's corner. Mr. Vertigo, we will start with you. Hot, cold, or warm?
to be honest, I'm gonna be the. I'm gonna go on the other side because I already have an idea what Kyle and Nikki are gonna say. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with hot of the fact that this match is gonna go by faster than you could even imagine. This match is gonna be like big spear, boom, finisher. Like the crowd is gonna be hot for it. We're all gonna be hot for it. We're gonna be at the edge of our seat, and that's just the truth. Like we're not going to be sitting there waiting to watch a technical masterpiece. We're waiting to
No.
see two of the biggest men in WWE just
Yeah.
clash head to head. So at the end of the day, that's what WWE really represents: is two big guys wanting to just.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen. We're not getting a masterpiece. We're getting Clash of the Titans.
And who's going to win?
Got to go with the Almighty. He's the Almighty champ for a reason, bro.
Kyle?
I mean,
I already know.
I could say cold because I'm not excited to see Goldberg, but then I could say hot for exactly why Matt Vertigo
So you're warm.
just said. No, I mean, I guess I'm gonna side with hot. That'll be really quick. I don't. It's hard, man, trying to figure out who's gonna win because you have Bobby Lashley with MVP, but then you have Goldberg and his son's little league team, at ringside, and trust me. if you think they're not going to have Goldberg's shirtless son make an appearance,
Yeah.
just get like wrecked by Bobby Lashley. How great would that be?
Mm.
Bobby
That would be
Lashley taps out
incredible.
Goldberg and then puts Goldberg's kid in the Hurt Lock.
Mm.
Oh man, yeah, fuck that kid. Like,
So here's what I have to say.
Make my whole night.
How about go with me on this one? We get the Hurt Business back together, and all 4 of them take out the whole Little League team plus Goldberg. And there's just a bunch of like 13-year-old boys dead on the floor.
I think
I'm still salty they broke them up in the first place.
don't
Yeah,
even
man,
get
no,
me
talk
started.
about it.
Don't
Go.
even get me
We're
started.
gonna bring them back.
we fight
We're
about that
bringing it
every
back.
week, man.
That was like what 6 months of just amazing television,
They-
and then
Well,
boom.
If I booked it, they wouldn't have. It wouldn't have been.
I say, Vertigo, y'all talked about it when you and Kyle were on the UWO show together. The Hurt Business ran Raw. It was their
They
show.
did.
It was their
Mhm.
show.
They were the whole show.
They put
We were
the
watching
show
to
on their
see what was the
backs,
Hurt Business
man,
gonna
every
do
week.
next.
Unbelievable.
I know,
Unbelievable.
man.
Well, I am warm for this match. So I'm just gonna go right in the middle. I'm warm for this match. I don't think Goldberg's
Putting on my
back.
Hurt Business shirt.
There you go. Please do. Yeah, I don't think Goldberg's back to get any more gold. I think he's back to submit who Vince thinks is the guy. Vince thought Drew was the guy. Bring in Goldberg to make it happen. Vince thinks Bobby's the guy now. Bring in Goldberg to make it happen. What I'm trying to figure out is how the ending of this match is going to be. Because I do agree, I think Lashley's going to win this match. I think he's going to go over on Goldberg on this match. But his move is the Hurt Lock. Are they going to bring back the Dominator? Is he going to pin him? Because I don't, for what I want to happen, Lashley needs to be out on his feet. And I don't know how that's going to happen. Because if he's got his strength and he's got the Hurt Lock on him, then I don't see my scenario happening. But I really hope that this match takes a toil out
There
of
you go.
Bobby Lashley. Maybe he makes him tap in the Hurt Lock or chokes him out in the Hurt Lock, and then he collapses with him to the mat. But as soon as both of them are on the mat and they're barely raising Bobby's hand, saying, and still World WWE Champion, I hope the very next thing I hear is, "Oh, people watching! Don't you dare be sour! Clap
I'm not
for
gonna
your
say
world
the Money in
famous
the
money
Bank.
in the bank and feel the power."
Did he
It's
get
a
it
new
back?
day. Yes, it is.
He hasn't gotten it back yet.
That's
you
what I'm
could
saying. He
hear.
hasn't got it
you
back.
could hear.
On
my
Baron
king.
Corbin could cash in.
On
You could hear my king win. Okay,
On
my
Smack.
king could win.
very
So did I
well
miss
walk
something
out
on
of
last week's
SummerSlam with
SmackDown?
the
My
title.
king. You know what? If Otis can lose it in a lawsuit, Baron can cash it.
Yeah, I think on SmackDown, Big E's gonna get it back, and I think we're gonna see, and I think
No.
and I think we're gonna see the New Day reunited over the
But
corpse
if
of
Big
Bobby
E
Lashley.
got his briefcase back, he would have to stop having matches with Apollo Crews. And they don't want to do that.
So all I have to say is Baron getting his chance back? 'Cause,
He totally
like,
is.
Cena and Jinder robbed him the first time. So like,
Mm.
Yeah, if Baron's going to cash in, he's going to cash in on Cena and Reigns because Cena cost him.
well,
I
Are
don't think
you
it
sure?
matters.
I don't think
I think
so.
that Baron Corbin just wants money, so he's gonna go for whatever is the easiest and the quickest.
the man's desperate.
he'll sell.
I mean,
he'll sell the
but
case
who would
back
you
to
pick?
Big E.
But who would you pick out of that lineup? Are you gonna go after Cena? Or are you gonna go after Roman? Or are you gonna go after Bobby Lashley? You gonna go after Goldberg? Like,
Well, the old man, obviously.
No,
but
it's
all 4 of them are gonna be a pain in the ass for Baron
to
Corbin.
to reunite the cash cow that is the New Day on Raw. They'll cash in on Lashley.
I think you're right with that, but I gotta go with my boy Baron Corbin, man. He's been killing it, man.
I think Baron will sell it back to Big E for $5, and that'll.
Oh no.
Sell it? Oh, that would be
No, he'll get some like bootios or something.
I have a bigger thought on that.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
He's gonna sell that case to the highest bidder. It ain't gonna be Big E. He's gonna sell that case to the highest bidder. The Miz.
That case is going to NXT to Cameron Grimes.
It's going back to the Miz.
The Miz.
Yeah.
Who has money?
Oh no. Okay,
Who's got money?
Go with me on this. So he tries to sell it on eBay, and he gets a confirmed buyer, and it's some king moniker because I'm gonna sell it to a king. And who's been pushing that he wants to be king of the ring? That'd be Mr. Xavier Woods. I think Woods will buy it and hand it back over to Big E and go, buddy, go do your thing, buddy.
And Baron won't care because it's money in his pocket.
Exactly.
Xavier Woods buys it for $100,000.
Oh my god,
That was the amount he needed.
That was what he wanted.
$100,000.
That's what he needs.
Let's say, Nikki, go ahead. You've been talking, but I'm just gonna say, if it wraps up either way, I want to see it. I want to see Big E with the title and the New Day back together on Raw. I've missed them, and I want to see them back together. Nikki, go ahead.
Okay, well, hashtag Baron Corbin for champion, or Baron Corbin gets $100,000 because I want the lone wolf back.
Yep.
So, somebody give that man some money.
But for this,
It ain't gonna be me. Yeah. Or like MVP, if like MVP like could buy it, that'd be cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. I'm lukewarm because I like Bobby Lashley and I hate Oldberg. And it's gonna be short. And I hope that Bobby Lashley sandbags his ass like Bray did. But like so much so because Bobby Lashley's heavier that like he breaks his hip or something because he's old, and then
you can't get him up for the suplex, man.
Yeah, I hope Oldberg just like makes an embarrassment out of himself because Crown Jewel, I'll always remember that, and for that reason alone,
so sorry, Nikki.
You mean
Goldberg is dead to me
because there were two Crown Jewels.
Yeah, he almost killed both Enigmas.
Yeah,
Oh.
he almost killed both. So
Yeah.
you know what? First off, the first time he got a concussion and cut his head open before the match even started, and the second time he killed the Enigma, which John Cena had to try to save, which he saved it for a little bit, and then Alexa Bliss killed it. Anyway, so I want him to make an embarrassment out of himself. Because Vince hates weakness and age is weakness. So, and Vince hates sneezing and hates the fact that he looks like he's 70 years old, even though he's 70 years old. So I feel like Oldberg should just make an embarrassment of himself. And then MVP could take that cane and hit like all of those kids, like the Little League team, because I don't like them kids.
I love how the one thing that we all agree on is advocate beating up Goldberg's kid and friends.
Yeah. If I had anything to say, in the words of Brock Lesnar, I don't give a shit about your kid. I don't care about your kid. First off, me watching this match, if he takes his shirt off, I'm gonna feel weird.
Yeah.
I'm like a woman in my 20s and 30s looking at a kid who's like 14. So that's a little weird.
Yep.
That's awkward. And
what was the story with him taking off his shirt the first time? What's like,
I don't
know.
There was no story.
There's no story. He just wanted
it's just Goldberg, just boy, take your shirt off.
that made me feel weird because like the kid's in his awkward phase. Like
yeah, man.
he's like just about to start a growth spurt. Like you couldn't have picked a better time.
The only thing that would have been better is if he did it and then stood in the fireworks like his dad.
No, sparklers. The sparklers. They're gonna give him the for him he's getting the sparklers.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the sparklers.
He's
But
gonna
yeah,
get the Gilbert sparklers.
yeah, he's Gilbert.
There you go.
But yes, the only reason I'm excited for this match is Bobby Lashley and screw Oldberg. Also Baron for champion.
Baron for champ. Hashtag.
All right. Well, come on. Let's finish strong and bring this plane in for a landing. The main event. What's going to sell this pay-per-view and what we all are chomping at the bit to see.
Quick.
Come on. There's the spinner. There's the spinner. I see it, man. Awesome. The 16-time world champion. Michael Cole's greatest of all time. The doctor of thugonomics, the leader of the Chain Gang.
Not the same person.
Whatever person you want to call him, but it's John Cena. Returns to face the head of the table, the tribal chief, the master of SmackDown, Roman Reigns. And that Universal Championship. I'm going to start this one. I'm cold. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm freaking red hot for this match. I'm freaking red. I had to do that. I'm freaking red hot for this match. It's so perfect. It's so perfect. It is so perfectly done.
Is it?
I think it's there's so much intrigue. I truly have no clue who's going to win this match, and I did not think I would say that 2 weeks ago, but I have no clue who's going to win this match for two reasons. Roman needs to beat Cena. He does. He needs to beat Cena and squash him and solidify that he is who he is. And that way, when a Seth Rollins or a mid card that they're going to push finally beats him, it's a big deal because Cena cannot be the guy that ends the Tribal Chief and cannot be the guy that ends this story. He cannot be. Even Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, if he comes over to SmackDown, beating Roman Reigns would be a better ending than John Cena beating him. However, Ric Flair's not with the company anymore.
Nope.
Vince McMahon has openly said, my titles will be record-breaking on my guys. I know the Dudley Boys are 9-time champions, but I want my New Day to hold that championship belt. And I'm telling you, I know he has a soft spot for Chris Jericho, but Chris Jericho is not a WWE guy. Chris Jericho is a WCW and an AEW guy. He is going to let The Miz eventually break that record because The Miz is a WWE guy. All the titles will eventually have records held by his guys. That being said, I have a very sick feeling in the pit of my stomach John Cena is about to become a 17-time world champion. And at the cost of the greatest storyline Vince has had on his program in the last 5 to 6 years. And it's really, really making me nervous. Having said that, I cannot wait to see this match because it's going to be a great match. Everything about it's going to be great. And I'm going to be on the edge of my seat waiting to see what happens at the end of it. So, Nikki, hot, cold, or lukewarm?
Probably this is the match I'm looking forward to. And I mean, I think you're right. Vince isn't going to let Flair go off. Mm-mm. No. Even though we all know that Flair's record is 24.
Right.
But okay, 17 it is. I think Cena could do it. And unfortunately, I mean, if it's not Cena, and people may not agree with me, they're going to do it to Randy before he retires.
Which I'm okay with.
It'll be, that's the only two guys that they will attempt this with other than Charlotte, but that's a whole other story. It's going to be a good match. Deep down, I want Dr. of Thugonomics Cena back instead of this like overproduced, overhyped Cena. So, I mean, if that were to happen, which it never would, but if it did, that I would probably fall on the floor screaming if that happened, but it's not. I have a feeling, and I could be wrong, and I could be way off.
Okay.
What if the rumors of Daniel Bryan going to another company aren't true? Okay. And Vince has fed these rumors to Meltzer this whole time. And Daniel Bryan screws over Roman Reigns. And gives it to Cena.
Bomb.
It makes sense because he's fed Meltzer rumors before.
Wow.
What? Think about it. He'd get 2 birds with 1 stone. He would get Daniel Bryan back, and Cena'd be 17-time champ. And there's nothing Roman, Seth, Edge, Heyman, the Usos can do about it.
Vertigo, try to follow that. Hot, cold, or lukewarm?
I got this.
Go for it, please.
I'm an avid Roman fan. As people, I'm not really shy about it. Roman Reigns is my guy. So I think about this in a little bit differently because Roman Reigns is my guy. I personally think that the best thing that WWE could do right now with Roman is have him lose. I think that's just going to push his character even further. Right now, you're looking at happy-go-lucky, smile at everyone. He's been smiling every week. He's been talking garbage and been happy about it every week. He has yet to be in like an awkward situation or feel like he's going up against a trial. He's just been rocking out match after match, win after win, and he's been having a blast doing it.
Yep.
Now, and you have to remember, this story is just getting started.
Yeah.
So you don't need to have Roman win this match because then he's beaten Cena multiple times. That doesn't need to happen. This story is going to end at WrestleMania when Roman Reigns and John Cena go one-on-one again.
Okay.
This isn't over. Vince, like, even though we talk trash about Vince sometimes, he loves long-term storytelling, which is the reason why Edge and Seth Rollins is going to be match of the night. It's because of long-term storytelling. This is another example of some long-term storytelling. And when it comes to Cena, it's called the Summer of Cena for a reason, because he's only going to be around for a certain amount of time. So you got to think that at SummerSlam, he's going to win, maybe take a couple of weeks off, come back. He's going to be a little bit part-time here and there, and that's just going to build Roman to be angry. Roman's been calling out Cena about how Hollywood he's been, and Cena is going to play that role to a T. He's going to be Hollywood as hell, and it's going to piss Roman off. And remember, Roman now also, if he loses his belt, he has to walk around with the Usos, who are the tag team champions, hopefully continue to be tag team champions, and that's going to piss him off to a whole new level.
Oh, man.
Because now they're going to act like they're the head of the table, and it's just going to be explosive, and that just makes for good TV. Roman losing right now makes for good TV, even though we want to push a star to beat Roman. Roman clearly needs a little bit more, and that's that loss to John Cena is going to switch it into a different gear. So then now that we have Angry Roman after WrestleMania next year, whoever beats Angry Roman is going to be huge, way huger.
Not yet.
You know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going with this, but save that for WrestleMania 39. I have a different story for
Oh,
WrestleMania.
oh no, 39.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
It's
gonna happen.
38. We're gonna see Paul Heyman caught in the middle between Roman and Brock.
I think that's
and then who shows up?
Yep.
Long-term storytelling.
I agree.
Yep.
Kyle.
Yep.
Hot, cold, or warm, my friend?
So I was gonna actually say warm, but you guys kind of made me hot.
Come on, dude.
No. Listen. So I'll give my things here is the story's nothing new. This is the same story whenever they first faced each other,
right?
Including Cena's promos, which, by the way, Bama, huge egregious error saying that Cena just cut the promo of his life, because it made no sense. The man cut the same promo about Roman not working and failing at his job right now when Roman's the hottest thing in professional wrestling.
He dropped a Dean Ambrose line. He dropped a CM Punk line.
It was cheesy. The 1, 2, 3 thing he was trying to get going. It wasn't the greatest damn thing. With that being said, though, no, you guys are right, man. You guys are right. The whole thing about Vince being petty about Ric Flair, especially because now Flair's flaunting himself over in AAA and wilding out in a train, you know.
Yo, that train pick is.
and then what Matt Vertigo says to stack on top of that,
beautifully told.
They've been talking about a way to organically build Roman into the hottest babyface in WWE, which right now he's not stale now, but if he was to remain on top as champ by WrestleMania, he'd be stale.
Absolutely.
I don't think we would be as eager to see him anymore. So you have him lose. You then have John Cena go back off to Hollywood and disappear with that belt, and Roman being a combination of being pissed off and angry, and then fans becoming resentful towards Cena hanging on to that damn belt, and their whole thing with Ric Flair. Roman Reigns would just be the savior of the fucking WWE universe, trying to get that belt back on home turf.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything Vertigo said on past that, the guy that beats the man that did that all seems to work out. So I think it's going to be good. I don't think anything like that's going to happen, though. I think Roman's just going to win.
I'm telling you, this is such a coin flip. It could go either way. It really.
And
does.
we're not going to see
Yeah,
17-time champ this early. I just couldn't fathom it. A 17-time champ, unless John Cena says this is it. Give me the belt. I'll hit number 17. I'll do the job at next year's WrestleMania. And now, I got full time to Hollywood because it's becoming more and more difficult to get Cena back in the WWE.
Yeah.
So this could be the last meaningful story. It's just weird that number 17 isn't really a focal point or the focal point
right
of it, of him trying to chase 17 is the focal point of the story is Cena's here to make up for Roman Reigns' shortcomings, which there are none. So that's the only thing. I think it's a misstep in the storytelling slightly, but either way, it's very, very intriguing.
Well, yeah, it's like you said. It goes back to the one line that I took away from Cena in that, besides all the bombs he dropped, was, "Roman, I'm here to help you." He flat out said that. I'm here to help you.
Roman don't need help though, man.
That's the
Roman's
point.
killing it.
That's the point. That's the point. He's here to be the sacrificial lamb for Roman. He's here to help him. That's what I'm saying. Because like I said, everybody thinks only John Cena can beat him. Not true.
Bama, you're clutching at straws, man. You're clutching at straws, Bama.
Okay.
I don't think.
Who's winning the prediction pool, Kyle? You or me?
Probably you, man.
But you want to talk long-term story booking. I love the idea of using this to turn Roman babyface slowly between now and like Survivor Series, especially if you put him and Seth in a mix together, because Seth can't be a babyface ever again.
No.
So I think if you easily do that, I would love to see Paul Heyman get frustrated. What's happened to my tribal chief? Why does he give a care what the fans think? Why does he give a care about needing to be the company man? That's not who he's supposed to be. Maybe to put Roman in his place and get out from underneath Roman, maybe Paul picks up the phone and calls somebody up in Canada to come down and be by his side again. Maybe that's how we get Roman versus Brock at WrestleMania 38. But then I agree with you, Nikki. Then the story's got to be told. We need a heel Rock to come back and face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood. We need that.
Or, I mean, 39's a while away. Roman could turn heel again, and The Rock could put him in his place.
Mr. Virgo, you're saying no? The Rock needs to be a face?
I don't necessarily think The Rock needs to be a face. I just think that with everything The Rock is doing in Hollywood and just his overall demeanor, like, people are not going to buy into it.
They're not going
to believe it. Like, he's going to turn heel and he's going to act like a dick on WWE TV, but then he's going to go and have children's movies and
be the nicest
and go on talk shows and be this great guy.
Point.
Like, he's just
like John Cena.
It's not believable. Exactly, like John Cena. Cena.
Even though in Suicide Squad he played a really good character.
He did. 100%.
No spoilers.
So that's where
John
Cena has the difference, because The Rock doesn't play those kinds of roles. The Rock is always a hero. The Rock is always a good guy. He's always in the jungle beating shit up. So
what is with The Rock in the jungle, man?
I don't know.
Like he's got dibs on any movie that there's a jungle.
Jungle Cruise, Rampage, The Rundown. Yeah, he loves to be out in the woods.
I'm convinced he wants to punch like an alligator in the face. Like, that's why he does it.
He loves nature. The Rock clearly is just in love with nature.
It's short.
Clearly.
All right. Awesome, guys. I appreciate y'all joining us tonight. It's getting late, but let's wrap it up here. If you watched us on YouTube tonight, please like, comment, and subscribe. We thank you guys for joining us this evening. Also, make sure that if you're listening to us on a podcast, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Leave us a comment. Leave us a 5-star rating. We got the Queen, Nikki, and we got Matt Vertigo here, and we got Kyle. So please give us a 5-star rating. This podcast deserves it. I think it needs it. And also make sure that you follow us on Twitch, and anytime we're on twitch.tv/SmackDrawPodcast, that you come and watch us. And also make sure you go to our Patreon and our PayPal and help us support there. Your feedback is appreciated, as well as your financial support. Miss Queen, Nikki, Queens of the Ring, please put over what you're doing right now, what you got coming up here in the near future.
So we are going to SmackDown tomorrow. So that's
Hey.
yeah. Our next episode, I'm fantasy booking a finale of the Firefly Funhouse, aka my fantasy versus Vince's fantasy. And that should be up next week. Plus, we'll talk about all the ins and outs of SmackDown. So follow us on Twitter at QOTR Podcast, and we're on wherever you can find podcasts.
Awesome. Kyle, put over the brand. Tell them about the rewind and everything you got in the works right now.
All right. So, first and foremost, stick around after the show. She Elite Showcase is coming on, I believe, with Katie and Savannah. And then tomorrow, my brother's on site. We're talking MMA. And then this weekend, of course, we're going to do the Untitled Friday show. And then on top of that, try not to have the world's longest rewind episode with so much damn wrestling that's been taking place lately. I've been a little bit more behind the scenes lately, just trying to get Smack Raw rolling. Bama's been a huge help. Yeah, man, we just appreciate anybody tuning in to the good old SRP. So I appreciate y'all. And if you want, I just surpassed 2,000 followers on Twitter. You can give me a follow.
Absolutely.
I'm really proud of that milestone. So
absolutely, you deserve it, man. Mr. Matt Vertigo, please tell the audience where we can watch you wrestle, where we can get your T-shirts and all your swag, and what you got coming up in the future.
Oh yeah, so I already gave you my Instagram. If you go into my Instagram, you'll see my link to my store. You could always look up Matt Vertigo on Pro Wrestling Tees. Got a couple of different things going on out there. But your territory champ right here, going to be defending at ECWA in September. Definitely got to check that out. And then next week, I will be at Standalone Wrestling. So definitely can't wait to definitely follow both ECWA on Twitter, Standalone Wrestling on Twitter, because I'm about to show out.
Absolutely. And you can follow me at BamaDave24. You can follow the Bammer Slammer podcast at Bammer Slammer. You can follow the Smack Raw podcast at Smack Raw Pod. And guys, I encourage you this coming Saturday at 8 p.m. on the Peacock Network, sit down, get your food, be a fan, enjoy the show. We were in a pandemic. Enjoy the crowd, enjoy Allegiant Stadium, enjoy the spectacle that is going to be SummerSlam. It's going to be an awesome night, and I can't wait to watch it. Until the next time we drop the hammer, thank you so much for joining us here on the Bama Slammer. Have a good night, everybody.
have a good one.